Hello, everybody. This is Jorge Dixon.
And how we doing?
We're coming to you live from the center, bringing you radio live about WNTT. Today we're just going to start with the Northeast bracket.
Yeah, I just want to say, Jorge, it's that time of year again. Kids playing hooky from school. You see a large amount of doctor notes reaching the principal's office.
Mm-hmm.
It's time for March Madness. So we're ready to go this year.
Yeah, I always enjoy, hearing the top 10 excuses for why you can miss work, class, whatever it is for the NTT. It's great. So that time of year again. So yeah, to get us started, we're gonna start with the game with Cincinnati and Camden.
That's right. Cincinnati coming in as the number one overall team in the nation. Just a bunch of studs. Jorge. Deep team, deep lineup. Dwayne Lawrence and Sebastian Valdez.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the best front court in the nation, if I had to argue.
Mm-hmm.
We said that even last year that they're probably the best, and they're both. I mean, when they picked up Sebastian, they continued that. But Joe Simons as a backup, just such a
started last year.
But let's look at Camden, because we can talk about Cincinnati all day long. Camden just they don't impress me at all. A weak starting lineup in my opinion. I'm sorry, JJ Hoops. I'm not trying just to call your team out. You did great winning your conference tournament, but you haven't really beaten an NTT team all year. Besides Bethlehem, which was a good win at the beginning of the season, but you just have no shot right now.
Yeah, that is a huge win. These guys like to play fast, like to play furious, and they're led by none other than their point guard, leader, captain, senior Stephen Miles. He can play. He can really play. 20 points a game. Pretty decent assist to turnover ratio. He does a lot. He can do a lot for the team. But when I look at this team, I see blah.
Yeah.
Just.
I mean.
Yeah.
They barely got past the skirts of Montpelier in the finals. Won all three conference tournament games against three teams with losing records. I just think Cincinnati will win this by a good amount of points. We can move on.
Yeah, I think so too. Moving on, we got the Dingleberries, Los Angeles, against Bethlehem.
Los Angeles with Mark Maddox, go-to guy. He's obviously the star player. Matthew Robinson's a good point guard. Luke Clark's a good shooting guard, but Mark Maddox is the man. One thing that I really am going to look at in this game, Wesley Hubbard, the freshman from Bethlehem. Great player all around. I think he's really going to give Maddox some trouble. And I really think Bethlehem's going to pull this out.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bethlehem's good. I like Preston Sturdivant playing down low. He's just a great defender. So is Jerome Schultz. They got that interior D. They play really well. Play well together. They man it up a lot. So but what I see here is they're very experienced in the guards, but very inexperienced when it comes to the post play for Bethlehem. I just like Los Angeles. They played in Conference 30, one of the toughest conferences. And I like George Maddox and Matthew Robinson playing along each side of each other. I think they have a good shot to win this one. They're a good team.
They are. I'm going Bethlehem still.
All right, cool. And moving on, we have the 5-12 matchup in which we have Gainesville against Buffalo.
The Gainesville Bomb Squad. So much talent, Jorge. So much talent. Two young classes with so much, just all around backcourt and front court advantages. And they also have the two seniors, Melendez and Dedante Batch.
I remember those guys coming out of high school.
Yeah, just
very
great players. Very experienced, very just knowledgeable about where they need to be, when they need to be there. Boz has a lot of great leadership for this team. You look at Buffalo too. And, they've had some good wins against Tuscaloosa. What happened to Tuscaloosa? That's a different subject.
Yeah, we'll get onto that when
we
get to that.
They've had some good wins. They did lose in the finals to Jersey City.
Tough loss.
Of their conference. I'm going chalk here. I think Gainesville's going to get this win. It won't be too stressful on them, and they'll be ready for the second round.
So you don't see this being one of the 5-12 upsets?
I don't see it.
It happens every year.
It does. I don't see it right now.
It happens every year. One thing I see when I see Buffalo is I see senior leadership. You got Henderson, Inman, and Flowers all just holding it down. And all of, you got Inman and Flowers both being kind of the double point guard system. It's kind of a dying fade you see in the league so far. And they just get to their big men, especially senior Stacey Henderson.
Hold on, let me cut you off. The one thing I can see, the only way Buffalo gets past these guys, which they won't, is if Edward Flowers can just dominate the point guard of Gainesville and Casey Huertas. Casey struggles on defense and even struggles on offense a little bit. I can see the point guard battle being owned by Buffalo, but that's the only position. So
yeah, I mean, you look at Mike Melenda's great player, just does everything right.
Yeah.
The only thing I see is, I see him playing a lot of zone, Gainesville.
Yeah.
And Buffalo wants to really attack that zone, especially with Stacey Henderson. I can see it happening. I really like their front court. Stacey Henderson and Gage are shooting 56% from the field, which is amazing. But I'm gonna go with Gainesville. I know I talked a lot about Buffalo just because I feel like you were bashing them a lot, but Gainesville's just too talented, top to bottom. They're one of the most talented teams in what I think is the most talented bracket.
Yeah.
For sure. This bracket is just loaded top to bottom.
It's scary.
And with that, we're going to move on to one of the teams that could very well be the favorite, Jacksonville Illusionists against Sioux Falls Sound System, coached by Coach LCD.
Sioux Falls always has weird nicknames, Jorge, I'm going to be honest.
Doesn't matter who their coach is.
It doesn't at all. So, right away,
the trash talkers last year.
You look at Jacksonville. Their starting lineup includes two 6'10" dudes and two 6'11" dudes, accompanied by their 6'4" point guard. So much height. So much height.
Yeah.
A 6'10" shooting guard, I don't even know if that's a good thing.
I don't either.
To be honest with you. I mean, Welch has played decent this year, He's a great player. What are your thoughts?
You gotta commend the man. He sees his best 5 players and he's like, I gotta put them on the field.
Yeah. It's called the court. I mean, you can.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I mean, I'm not trying to correct you on the air.
But, one thing we haven't talked about is they have freshman class of Sioux Falls, which is loaded.
Yeah.
Mainly Randall Henderson, one of the best freshmen coming out. But they also got John Putman.
And James Hill. Three great players.
Randall Henderson is one of the more talented freshmen to come out of last year. Just really great player. I know a lot of teams that recruit him.
Jorge, experience, advantage Jacksonville.
Yeah,
and that's what's going to win.
3 seniors, a junior, and a sophomore.
We're going chalk, folks.
Man,
we're going chalk.
Now we've had chalk pretty much going forward, Howie. And but this is just such a talented bracket. I've said it once, I'll say it again, and it doesn't stop when we go to Fresno, the Slaters, when they play a very tough team from Conference 1. Jersey City, the Shockers.
Yeah, well, you look at Fresno, and one of the first things that just sticks out is the balance. Just the straight-up balance. This is probably the most balanced team in the league this year. Anyone can score. Anyone can go off on any given night. Anyone can defend. They're just one of those teams, You look at Jersey City, won the conference tournament, beat a fellow NTT team in Buffalo to win that.
That's a good one.
Beat Hershey as well. This conference,
and reading.
Yeah, this conference is always stacked with NTT talent. And last year, they bit us. I feel like we underrated them coming in. All the teams kind of came in with the same looking records, and they all, I forget exactly who it was. I know Hershey did well in the tournament. Allentown was a big surprise last year.
Allentown.
Yeah, with Allentown, their point guard. Or Allentown, yeah, whatever. Sorry. This conference, I underrate them every year, but still, I don't think they're going to have what it takes to beat the 3 seed in Fresno.
Yeah, Fresno's good, and when you look at Fresno, first thing you gotta look at is, without a doubt, Harold Mills.
Mm-hmm.
He's an all league type of player, averaging 17.6 and 9. Like, that's not to mention 33 blocks.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
He'll be playing in the league next year.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Not to mention, like, he plays some tennis too in his off game. He can hit the ball about 120 miles an hour in his serve.
Yeah.
I can't even run that fast.
Yeah.
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 I can't even run that fast. Like, that's pretty fast.
He's really good at the net too.
Yeah. Anyway, that's besides the point. That's just a 6'11" guy playing tennis. I love it.
I know, it's great.
But that you also got to talk about Buster Eldaco. Averaging 16 points and 5 assists. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
That's just really good. So many comparisons you see there. Anyway, the team's just loaded. You got 5 players in the starting lineup, all averaging over 10 points a game. All of them play defense. They just don't slack. They're really good. And I would love to pick Jersey City because they are shockers and they do shock some teams. But I just can't see it against such a talented team as Fresno.
Yeah. All right, moving on. We got Springfield Gnomes, the 6th seed, against the Kalamazoo Kings, the 11th seed. What are your thoughts?
Jared Bethel.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
No, that's not Bobby. Okay. Yeah, I'm surprised they're not coached by anyone. I mean, Bobby's had 2 games to take.
Hold on. Coach C star 00005157. Don't count him out. He's a good coach. Okay. I mean, I know he's kind of an interim coach.
Mm-hmm.
But he'll be there. He'll provide for this team.
He's 1-2. I mean, he's 1-1 since he took over.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's understandable. But
okay, let's talk Springfield, a fellow conference. In Conference 14, along with my good friend Coach Sam Whalen.
Great guy.
Yeah, great guy. You should meet him. I love their starting lineup. So underrated. Such an evenly. Every player can pretty much do everything that they ask. Alan Covington, a great pickup as a freshman. I think these guys are deep. I think these guys are hungry. I think these guys have what it takes.
Wait, 1 second. You just talked about Springfield without talking about Earl Abramson. Okay?
That's how good they are.
They are good, but Earl Abramson is just probably the most underrated player in the entire league.
Yeah.
No one talks about him.
Yeah.
No one talks about him, but he is just really good.
Yeah.
What did he do to Sandy Andrews earlier in the year?
Oh, I don't even want to say it. I can't say that in the air. What he did to Sandy Andrews. That's how embarrassing it was during the game.
It was really embarrassing.
It was bad. Earl Abramson, he's a guy. He's got the Michael Jordan type mentality. Be careful. I'm not calling him Michael Jordan. But he's got the kind of skill set where even though he might not, when you put him up against somebody, he might not look like he's the best in the world, but he will compete and he will beat anyone he plays against. And that's just his will to win and his desire is that he will beat you. Doesn't matter who you are, what your name is, who your daddy is. He'll beat you. And that's Earl Abramson for you.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about Jared Bethel. We're going to keep that name quiet, of course. I really don't want Bobby coming here, But what do you think about him? He's a really good player.
He's great. I mean, it's Jared Bethel,
He's a player that not only blocks your shot, but alters it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't want to come in there. It's kind of like the Gorgie Dang of this league.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that name too loud either because I'm a little ticked still that my Spartans, that I'm such a fan of, got bounced by him. But that's another story.
All right, you got Joshua Shivers or Joseph Shivers. You got George Staley. Not a whole lot of scoring. You look at Gabe Clayton. You know who he reminds me of, Jorge? Deion Waiters.
Deion Waiters. He's the Deion Waiters in this.
Gabe Clayton coming from the bench scoring 17.1 a game.
It's because Coach C00005157 just thought it was a better move than what Coach AJ Howard.
Yeah, you're right. And I'm sorry, I'm picking Springfield here. We talked about Earl Abramson for like 2 minutes.
He'll talk about him longer.
And we'll be talking about him in the next round too. I go Springfield here.
Same. Chalk, rock chalk, Jayhawk.
That's right.
Now we got the 7-10 matchup. We got Plainview, the Violina Necred. I don't know, whatever.
It's a terrible name. A very Necred name.
Against Naples Syrup and my ex-coach, old coach, Coach V. Great guy.
Yeah. All right. Looking at Plainview, they have some great talent. Their freshman star, Brian Beveridge, will have fun against the freshman star over in Naples and Shane Ziegler. They're not playing the same position, but we'll see. It'll be good. Here's what I say. Avery Morgan, Plainview will go as far as Avery Morgan takes them. And that's all my statement. The only thing I can really say. I talk about the shooting guard, but I can't really pronounce his last name that well. I kind of need Coach Mr. to help me with that. Mr. Wow, what a redneck team. Sorry.
Very interesting.
Sorry, sometimes I say things on the air that I wish I couldn't. I wish I didn't.
They really ran through their conference.
Yeah.
They won all their games till the championship game against Austin, the Roosevacks. It happens.
Yeah.
They also lost to Omaha and they lost to Idaho.
Let's talk about Naples. Okay. A team that was actually on the bubble until their final win against Montgomery in the conference championship.
Big win.
An emotional win for those guys. Bradford Stanley, the senior leader at the small forward position, he is a stud.
Yeah. Unless he gets 9 turnovers like he did against Montgomery the other night.
Yeah, I love their backcourt and Frazier and Fletcher. Frazier really spreads the defense out. He stays in the perimeter and just really makes it a unique team to try to match up against. Because if you have a big, solid power forward down low, he's gonna have a hard time against Frazier stepping out with him. What do you think that Plainview will be able to do that?
Avery Morgan's really good.
Yeah, and they stay in man defense as well. So
I'm not sure how that's gonna happen. I'm not sure what's gonna happen, but it should be a good game. They're a really talented team, just top to bottom. They're young, but they also have some really good senior leadership. Avery Morgan and Kenneth McLean. Can't forget about Kenneth McLean, just a great defender as well, plus a great rebounder. They're just really talented, Plainview. But Naples has a guy that a lot of people don't talk about, in Eric Torres. He's kind of like the Deion Waiters of the league.
Yeah.
He's really good. He comes off the bench, but he scores. Like, that's the thing about Naples. 1 to 10, 1 to 12, like, everyone on this team can play a little bit, Everyone knows how to play, and everyone can score on this team. I think they get it done. Coach V's never had a win in the NTT, but, I like to give him his first here.
Yeah. I'm going to agree with you. I'm going chalk as well. I know it's a 7-10. It's always a close game, but I think Naples has kind of proven themselves through that win against Montgomery that they're ready to play here. Hopefully they don't just look past this game to the second round already, because they would be facing those same War Eagles again.
If they win.
So I hope they don't look past them. I think they have the talent to beat Plainview, though. Both great teams.
Okay, well, moving on, we got the Montgomery War Eagles against Mobile Fried Chickens.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on this one?
I do like Mobile. They did fight for this NTT berth. They really did, and they beat a great coach and Coach Boss, and they beat Coach Findog too. Coming into it. Yeah. You
know what I'd say? Coach A. Batman W. Don't fall asleep on these guys. They really remind me of Springfield from last year, the 15 seed who came in and got a huge win. these guys, Mobile can beat anyone. They really can. They love their fried chicken down there.
Yeah.
They'll definitely be eating some KFC right before the game with some macaroni and cheese and maybe some biscuits. But they'll be ready to go. I do think that Montgomery has the talent with Darrell Erickson and some of those studs. But never fall asleep on these guys. I think they're one of the most talented 15 seeds for sure.
Yeah. I love the 7-1 matchup in center, and I just feel dirty right now. I really feel dirty that I'm gonna pick all chalk in this whole bracket.
You picked the 9th seed. You picked Bethlehem.
Yeah, I did. No, I picked Los Angeles.
Oh.
So, yeah. So I didn't pick.
I picked Bethlehem.
Yes.
Good. You are dirty.
I'm real dirty.
You kind of smell bad.
Oh, I guess so. Maybe I should have put some deodorant on this morning.
Or at least picked something that's not chalk. But hey, that's what it is.
Yeah. So yeah. Next, we're gonna go after this quick commercial break. We're gonna go to the our picks for the sleepers, the champions, and team to put on upset watch.
That's right.
All right. And we're back with WNTT Radio. Once again, this is Pedro Dixon.
And how we doing?
And yeah, so Howie, I want from you a sleeper, a team to put on upset watch, and a champion from the Northwest region. So starting with the team on upset watch.
Well, I'm gonna have to go with the Montgomery War Eagles. I think they're a great team. I think they're gonna have a hard time in their first round matchup against Mobile, and then if they get past them, either Naples or Plainview. I think Naples has a good shot. They know the team so well. I think they could take him down. So I am gonna predict that I don't think Montgomery's gonna get to the Sweet 16. What about you?
Yeah, for upset watch, it's a really good question. A lot of good teams, but I got the Fresno Slaters. I really like Jersey City. I didn't pick them, obviously, but I don't think they're going to make it. I mean, if they do make it past, they got a really tough game versus Springfield or Kalamazoo. Two very talented teams that could very well win. So I'm going to take Fresno as my team to put on upset watch. And for the next one, who's your sleeper in this bracket?
Oh, my sleeper, Jorge, is going to be the Gainesville Bomb Squad. I know they're a 5 seed. They're not coming too much under the radar, but I think they are enough to really just shock some teams. I think they're going to get to the Sweet 16 fairly easily. To be honest, I think they're going to have a good time against Buffalo and Jacksonville if Jacksonville moves on. And I think if any team can beat Cincinnati, it would be Gainesville. But that brings me to my champion. I think Cincinnati's going to do it. I think that they're so good. Fresno, Gainesville, Cincinnati, those are all amazing teams, so I think I'll have a good shot at making it.
Yeah. For me, my sleeper team is also my champion from the bracket, and I'm going to pick Jacksonville. I really like them.
I totally disagree with you.
Yeah?
Completely.
Well,
we can still be friends.
Yeah, we're good friends. I enjoy you.
Okay, I enjoy you. I enjoy you very much too. Yeah.
Anyway, I think Jacksonville's good. They got some height. They got some leadership. I mean, the first thing you see when you see their team is just that senior class that was, I think, a 1-1 or a 1-3 when they came out, something like that, something really well. And they're just so tall and so talented. Yeah, Eddie Saucedo, you got a lot of good players. I can see them coming out. I don't think Cincinnati's as good as advertised. They're good, but they're just young. They got that youth, and I think they'll make it to the Sweet 16. But after that, I see them going down in Jacksonville. So yeah. Any other thoughts from this bracket?
All I have to say is this is by far, and I say by far, the most talented bracket.
Without a doubt.
In the whole tournament. So yeah, I'm excited to see these guys play. I really am.
Yeah. Good luck to the boys, and we'll see you out there. Stay classy.